let me give you some tips about using JB Weld. JB Weld is a chemical epoxy, which means that two mixtures are put together and they have a chemical reaction, they harden. When the chemical reaction happens, it creates heat. Now, if you want your JB Weld to harden faster, well, you're going to need a little paint gun right here. I mean, a little. This will get the JB Weld hotter and make it dry, but what it will also do is make the JB Weld flow out really well, so you can get it down into, it will flow into all the little areas. As you can see, it's moving right there, right? It'll flow into all the little areas that could be air pockets or somewhere that, like the air pocket right there you just saw. See? Now after I do this, I'll go in there with a little trowel and I'll shape it where I want to shape it. These heat guns are great. Remember, after you do use a heat gun, put it on the ground, okay, and unplug the damn thing. Don't put it anywhere else. There's my brake clean. Excuse me. The whole point of this exercise right here is to get the holes around these bolts right here, to get them airtight, because they are open to the crank gallery right here. Okay? Now let me explain why I'm doing this. And a lot of people may know this, you may not know it, but let me explain it to you, so if you're some young kid 30 years from now and I'm long gone, you'll understand why this happens. The motor has to be an airtight unit. Basically what it is an air pump. Okay? All motors are air pumps. With this air pump right here, we have an intake where our reeds go. We have the cylinder right here that goes right here, and we have the carburetor which goes up over here. It's hard to do this with one hand. Anyway, the motor is designed to use 15 parts of air to 1 part of fuel. Gasoline, I like that, the way the Australians say it, gasoline. No, I can't say it right. Anyway, Australians got the greatest accents. Anyway, if your bike gets 15 parts of air and 1 part of fuel and is consistent, you can idle it all day long without it stopping. When most bikes stop, and you can't hold it idle, it means they're leaning out. Leaning out it's a little bit different than what you think. Okay, we need 15 parts of air to 1 part of gas. With a leak, a little hole in here, a little hole here, air gets sucked in during the idle process, or any time, but during the idle, it gets sucked in. It changes the ratio from 15:1 to maybe 16:1. Well, the motor will not run on 16:1 ratio. Therefore, ooh, look at that. See that bubble right there? Look at that bubble. Right there. See? Look at that. Those are the things you have to fix when I know I'm jumping around. I'm old. I really don't give a fuck. I'm almost 60 years old. I still think I'm 17. And that's just the way it is. So we have to close the holes here, 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 here with a seal, here. We have to close holes right here. We have to close all the way around the case. And on the other side, I'm not going to tip it because this is still wet. Now, if you want the JB Weld to dry faster, what it does is if you put it in the heat, it will flow out, but it'll dry faster. If, say, like if you put it on a hot day out in the sun, it will dry faster. I don't know if well, this is 6 minutes. Let me get on to the next one on the JB Weld right here.